Ever seen a game trailer and thought, holy F, this looks amazing, only to play the game and be disappointed because it did not meet your expectations? Or were you so excited about the game that you had to tell your mum, your dad, your friends, your neighbour and their dog? Well, I'm here to tell you what Tchia did for me. Hi, my name's Kiwi, and this channel is my little passion project. As many a gamer, I have a massive ever-growing backlog of games, so I'm here to play through them all, show you my experience, and tell you why you should or shouldn't buy the games as well. Let's get right into it. This video will show minor spoilers regarding abilities, environment, and gameplay. However, I will be leaving out any major story events as I want you to be able to experience this yourself. Tchia is developed by indie game developer Awaceb. Tchia is a third-person, coming-of-age action-adventure game. Even though the setting of the game is fictional, it's heavily inspired by New Caledonia. Kanak culture was a big source of inspiration, and they really wanted to make the game feel authentic. Therefore, the spoken language in the game is French and Drehu. Besides the language, the development team was also inspired to include certain New Caledonian folklore in the game. Tchia's ability to soul jump, for example, stems from a folklore about shapeshifting. First 15 minutes of the game kind of holds the purpose of a tutorial, even though it really does not feel like one. You get to know the main protagonist, aka Tchia, and it takes you through the basic mechanics of the game. You'll learn your first abilities and get to know the controls a little bit. Even though there are a lot of different abilities and aspects to the game, they are very easy to get a hang of. You will also meet the bad guys, and therefore the main aim of the game. This group will take away your dad, which gives you the purpose: save him. From this point on, you learn a few more final abilities before you are off to go on your quest. The main transportation modes and open world feel really reminds me of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is most definitely not a bad thing. Besides, they do add their own twist on it, as well as add different abilities that I personally have not experienced in any other game before. You can run, swim, dive, glide and climb, aka Tchia is very physically fit. Besides this, you have a unique ability to soul jump, which means that you can control over 30 different animals as well as over 100 different objects. Each of these animals or objects that you control give you new activities to do. This ability brought me so much fun in the game, as I had an absolute giggle learning that you can poop as a bird. This definitely made me want to find a bird as soon as I had to go long distances. It really is the little things that have been thought about and brought me so much joy in this game. Once you are off on your adventure, you're free to go and explore everything on the map. One of the details I personally really enjoyed is that you never really know where your exact location is. You have some waypoints that will tell you or mark you on the map, but when you are out and exploring, you never see your little character move. This really makes it so that you explore more of the area rather than just go from point A to point B. The only times you are able to fast travel in this game is to move from boat dock to boat dock, which if you think about it, only cuts out your sailing time. Making it so that you can't fast travel to every location really makes sure that you explore a lot of the island on foot or through the air. Right off the bat, I noticed that there are a lot of things to do in this game. Little challenges, different places and biomes to explore, as well as collect a variety of trinkets. These little additions appear often enough that they incentivize players that usually only play the story to participate in them, but they are also hidden in some places that will make it really fun for collectors to explore. The game does a really nice job sending you all over the map without it feeling like you're just moving back and forth. This game, unlike some others, really benefits from it being an open world. I personally feel like this game wouldn't work as well if it was just a linear story where you wouldn't be able to explore as much. The exploration part of the game really adds a lot to it. One thing I noticed is that Tchia included a lot of cutscenes. In some games I would definitely think that this disrupts the story, but in Tchia this is definitely not the case. And the main reason for this is because the cutscenes are in the native languages, which makes it feel a lot more immersive. If they wouldn't have done the cutscenes and made you just talk to different NPCs and gather the story through that, they would need to do it in English to make everyone understand, which definitely would take away a big part of the immersive feeling of the game. The voice acting is done really well, even though none of them were fluent in Drehu. It really feels very authentic. The cutscenes are a mix of both story scenes as well as music scenes. The music scenes are made interactive through a music minigame, yet it is also possible to just autoplay the music and not participate in it. The minigame is quite fun, even though I wasn't very good at it. Especially with the faster paced music, I missed a lot of notes. I gave it a good try, but the game automatically switches to autoplay if you've made too many mistakes in a row, and it happened to me a lot. The music itself in both the cutscenes and throughout the game is really beautiful. It flows really nicely with the surroundings and is all in all really nicely designed. Visually, the game looks absolutely stunning. The relatively simple design of the characters and the landscapes do absolutely not take away from the beauty of the game. The biomes are beautiful, the views are breathtaking, and it flows really seamlessly together. Looking at where they drew the inspiration, they did a fantastic job translating this into a video game landscape. A thing to mention as well is that there are a bunch of customizations in the game. You can change your outfit as well as your glider or your raft. There are hundreds of unlockable cosmetics, some with little nudges to other games published by Kepler. The game will take you approximately 6 to 8 hours to complete, but it can definitely add another 10 hours of exploration if you want to fully complete the game. This game can definitely be enjoyed by a wide variety of gamers. I personally think it will speak most to gamers that prefer a lower paced content. There is not a lot of combat in the game and it's more so focused on just exploring. It will also most definitely be enjoyable for those that have a preference for indie games over AAA titles. The game is most likely a one-time play, which is the case with many a story RPG, but if you happen to have rushed through the main story, it is definitely worth to go back and explore more of the areas. Well, we have arrived at the point where I tell you my final verdict and what I thought of the game. I personally give Tchia an overall score of an 8.5 out of 10 and say that it is definitely a game that you should experience. The graphics and environment are done very well and really resemble its inspiration. The story is intriguing and keeps wanting you to play more, plus the abilities and gameplay are very fun and feel very well thought out and executed. If you are an enjoyer of exploration and a lower paced game, Tchia is definitely a game for you. If you enjoyed that video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what game you want me to cover next. Until then, I hope to see you in the next video.